Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in the United Kingdom, and today I'm using the returning Hey Chick stamp set and coordinating dies. So this is a short availability return, and it comes with some fabulous dies including fun hen houses and tree stumps and some chicken wire, a little notice as well. So if you've got the stamp set from Celebration, great, you can just buy the dies. If you haven't, it's available as bundle as well. So I thought it was a perfect one to make a little bit of a trifold card with. So here we have one here. So you can see I've used the corn stalks. These are they're not fiddly, they're fine. They are small though, so it's a good idea to have a take your pick tool. I'm going to tell you about what die cuts you need to do first, and then we'll do some colouring and do some card construction. So trifold card, so here you go, you've just got sort of fun chicks. Open it up and we've got one sort of standing on the sign. That's because my chicken, my white chicken, used to stand on our flower pots and peck the magnolia flowers. And then inside we've got another couple of fun chicks. Now I've gone overboard with the colouring on these. You could colour them as realistically or otherwise as you want. And what I've done is just use some of our punches, and it's worthwhile mentioning that our circle punches are retiring, so if you want them, get them while they're available. I've used the 1.5 inch and 2 inch punches on this card. This is some new designer series paper, but I've chosen it because it is just the Pear Pizzazz. So there are obviously patterns. There's actually a wood grain pattern which would work fabulously, which I unfortunately haven't got. Otherwise I'd have used it. So I've used the new ones that are coming in. So with these ones I have stamped and die cut them, but you could stamp straight onto the panel as well if you wanted to. I've done that in case my colouring went a bit wonky. So let's crack on. What things you're going to need. So you're going to need to cut yourself 2 of the corn stalks. You want 2 of the chicken wire. And then we want to stamp and die cut. So I've stamped these in Memento and then die cut them out. But obviously, you know, you could also add in this one, which I've already stuff cut and stamped. And then you want to cut out as many corn cobs as you would like. So I've used 6 on that, but I've created 4 or 5 already done. So they come in 4s, so you could easily do 8, you know, quite easily. It was just that I had got a few that were already cut, and then I've cut one of the little signs out of crumb cake, and it comes with the lovely embossing. Hopefully you can see that already. So it's that's just plain die cutting. I haven't used a particular mat or anything to get that effect. So I thought I'd do my start with doing my gluing so that it's got time to set. So with these ones, all I've done is I have just taken some fine tip glue, my Stampin' Up! Fine tip glue. I can't find. It might have run out, but whatever it is, it's not here to hand. So I'm just using some Tombow in a little fine tip glue applicator, and I'm just going across that top edge of the chicken wire, and then I'm overlapping it with the other piece. So a little bit fiddly, but pop that to one side. Obviously it gives you a nice panel which you could always easily use on another project or a bigger project. Tips for doing these. Your take your pick tool is your friend with these. I'll be quite honest with you. I didn't use it when I did my triple easel card. I didn't use it with that, and do you know what? I really should have done. So I'm just kind of adding these onto the stalk in advance, as I said, so they've kind of got time to I can't remember how many I have somewhere in the back of my mind. I've got it on my mind that you only get a certain number of corn cobs off a corn stalk. Is that right? I don't know. I've grown them in the past with the boys, and I know we've never done particularly well. Probably because our garden's a little bit on the shady side. Probably because I have neglected the plants as well. You know, plants, in order to survive in my garden, they have to be very, very tolerant. They have to be either drought or flooding tolerant for a start off. Yeah, I'm not great with. I mean, I have got some nice plants in the garden, but it's not as nice as I would perhaps like it. But as I say, it's probably because of lack of attention more than anything. So I'm hoping that corn cobs actually have, you know, more than you can get more than 3 from each one. So I'm going to pop those to one side to dry. Oh yes, that's what I was going to show you. So the way I do these is I tended to put a little bit of glue on the husk. And then I sort of picked that up with the pointy end and kind of popped it on like so. And I found that really was so much easier than when I fiddled and faffed in my other video with it. With the little egg, I've just coloured that with a little bit of smoky slate and blended it. We're going to just stamp on this little one with just whatever ink you've got to hand, really. But I used early espresso, so I just love these little signs. I thought they were great, so I'm just doing a have a happy day. Not least of all because being a sign that's a bit wonky, it doesn't matter if it's wonky as well. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. And then blends. So I had great fun with these. So this one I did in So Saffron and Flirty Flamingo, that well-known chicken combination. This fun one I thought I would do. I used my light and dark Flirty Flamingo. So I kind of came in around the bottom here with my light to start off with. I would love it if we had rainbow chickens, wouldn't that be funny? And then I came in with my dark. I'm actually going to colour the comb in that deep Flirty Flamingo, the beak. And then I'm just going to come in and just blend that a little bit. Then I'm going to use a bit of Pool Party. So in terms of the new catalogue, some new stuff coming out, and as I say, some things are carrying over. So the great news is that the Hey Birthday Chick is carrying over, but if you want this one, it isn't. So this is why I've used this one to kind of to show you what fun it is, so you can have a little bit of fun with it before we lose it. As I say, it's a set that makes me smile, and I like sets that make me smile. There we go. So all I'm doing, so I'm getting some nice by blending that, I'm getting some kind of green tones, you know, and some orangey tones as well. And there's our fun chick. This one is dead easy, so I'm just using the dark and I'm just using the bullet tip to make this as easy as possible and as quick as you might like. She's going to have some pink legs on this one. In fact, I probably should have used my Bermuda Bay actually, which I think is what I did on my original one. You'll probably notice that I tend to sort of do my projects in advance, and I have prepare them, and then I have a chance to sit down and actually try and video them. Hence I kind of get batches. So, but sometimes I forget what it is I've used. There we go. So, funky chickens. Okay, and then this last one I just did in, what did I do? I think I did this one in, mainly in Flirty Flamingo. Yes, I did. So I coloured her all in Flirty Flamingo. So just using the brush tip end on its side there to really saturate that card. Then I use my dark Flirty Flamingo to add some detail. Now, as you know, colouring is not my forte. I'm envious of those who do beautiful colouring, but I have to say Stampin' Blends do make it quite easy to get a good effect. And so all I'm doing is just kind of imagining the light coming straight from the centre here. So those outer aspects would be kind of in the shade a little bit, and then I'm just going to use a little bit of. Oh, perhaps I didn't use that colour. Oh well, it's on there now. Perhaps I used the light one. I kind of wanted sort of purpley kind of tones. And then again, just with all of that, blend that Flirty Flamingo. And as that alcohol goes in, it really just helps all of that merge, and so you just get lovely shading. There we go. So those are our chicks all cut and done. So the next thing you want to do is grab a piece of card, and you want this to be 29.5 by 14.5, and you're going to score at 9.5 and at 19.5, and that gives a trifold. And you'll see that this is the edge. Oh, I don't think I've actually cut it to 29.5 by the looks of it. It should just go right to the edge. So the inner one should come in slightly, and the one that goes all the way across is the one that you're going to mark. And you want to put a couple of marks on this. You want to mark top and bottom at 4 centimetres. So that's about 1 5/8. And on the edge, you want to mark at 7.5. I'm using an erasable pen here, so a pencil if you've got one, or an erasable pen is fine. And I'm just cutting the diagonals of those, so from the top to the centre mark. And then if you've got any marks showing, just tuck those away. You'll also want a piece of designer series paper for that middle section. So this section here, so you'll see that this one's actually sort of 9.5, so you just want it at 9 centimetres by 14 centimetres. And then we want a piece of Whisper White, which I think I've already cut. I'll just check. Yeah, 9.5 by 14 centimetres as well. So now we want to use our hole punches. So what you want to do is, first of all, with the this is the 1.5 inch punch, line it up on that scored edge on the triangle and push it in as far as it will go, and punch. Pop one in the middle or just up from the middle and punch. Then what we want to do is add our DSP to that section. Oh, while we're here, other thing I want to do while I've got that punch out. On a scrap of paper, card, punch out a circle, then take your 2-inch punch and line it up to kind of create a porthole. And that's just to close up the edge as well. Right. Okay, so this panel is going to go onto the centre there. So pop your glue, depending on which pattern. This one's sort of got a trellis almost on one side, and then the stripes. I rather like the kind of stripes on this one because it kind of reminded me, if anything, of the cornstalk. But as I said, if I'd got the current one, the wood grain one, I'd have probably used that. Now, once that's on, what you want to do is just mark where that circle is, like so. You've just put 4 marks, and then you can come in, and again it'll be coming in as far as you like, but that just helps you centre it and punch through. And now our card's starting to take shape. So the next thing I'm going to do is add my corn stalks up that left hand edge. So again, just dab the glue onto the backs of the leaves, and obviously the corn stalks being a bit bigger, this is where it's helpful to have those on first, because you can just pop those on. Oh, in fact, I've popped those where they don't need to go just yet. So what you then want is, with your 2-inch punch, is just feed that in to your punch all the way in. She says, I had no problems at all with my original one. Of course, I'm going to have fun with this one. There we go. Right. It's easier if you come in from the side. Just pop it in and punch a circle. Then that is going to go over our so if you imagine, sorry, strong point. So that's going to go face down, and this is going to cover up the back. So it just makes it look a little bit more attractive on the front side, inside of the card rather. So just pop that over the aperture there. It just kind of neatens it off a little bit, and it gives it a little bit more space for that to stick as well. The corn cob, corn stalk even. Just add those other bits in as well. And again, pop the corn stalk. So this is a mega corn stalk. Then what I did was I just chose to have my one chick hen. They're not really chicks, are they? These are fairly grown-up hens. She's sort of pecking down on the top of that one to get her corn. So now what we want to do is add our other chickens in. The way I did this was to kind of position that in the centre and then see how close that was. So I add my happy day to the bottom, like so, and then just check. So pop your chick there, make sure they're still there, so that's fine. So you know then that you can kind of pop it on straight on top. And I haven't added dimensionals to this because obviously it's already got 3 layers, so it wouldn't fold very well, is the reason for that. So we're almost there now. Okay, so we can pop our, now you could stamp on this if you wanted to. I'm just going to pop it straight in the middle there, just with this glue because it just happens to be to hand. I'm going to add my chicken. I use smoky slate, which I didn't in the original one. I think the smoky slate just works better. It's a lighter kind of effect. And then add my other chicken in here, and my cheeky little egg in the middle. And there we have a fun Hey Chick birthday card ready to go with our fun apertures. So I hope you enjoy that. Pop along to my shop if you'd like to purchase any products at flutterbyheidi.co.uk. Thanks for watching, and keep subscribing, it really does make a difference. Bye for now.